I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. And before we get started with the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, first, let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show. And once you're good and educated about the show, that's when you click on that merchandise tab. We're going to take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our Pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you couldn't know, love, and expect from Renegades of Puck are also available in our online store. Whether that is socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, makes no difference to the Renegades of Puck. Something like 88 different items in our online store, or best said, we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this independent hockey operation, so here's how you can jump in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. Please, if you would, support us on social media by checking out the platforms of X, Threads, TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. You can find us on any of those platforms. It doesn't cost you a thing. It doesn't take you about a second, but it sure goes a long way to helping this independent operation known as the Renegades of Puck. YouTube is what we are asking for the most assistance with at this moment in hockey history. Please, we could use your support, Renegades. Subscribe to our YouTube channel by going to YouTube and hitting the subscribe button. Turn on those notification button, if you will, as well. You'll get the latest episodes of the Renegades of Puck podcast, and you'll also get all of our different segments, breakdowns, and playlists all right there, easy to utilize on our YouTube channel. We really need to bolster the numbers right there on our YouTube channel before we can get back to focusing on the audio side of things, bring a little bit more balance back to the podcast and what platforms we are on here in the near future. But right now, there's a whole lot going on, so let's move on. Venmo, that's how you can make a financial donation to the show. Just go to Venmo and search Renegades of Puck, or scan the QR code that's currently on your screen. Every dollar goes a long way to helping the Renegades of Puck, so if you can spare it, we sure could use it. The future of this operation is dependent on your support, and now that we are getting ready to go into the summer season, we are going to need some more of that support. So if you can spare it, again, please, we could use it, and actually, frankly, not use it, we need it. Thank you so much in advance. Stick taps, love, and respect. Scan the QR code today if you'd like to make a donation. Now, listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. It is time for Operation number 910. That is right. It is time for show number 910. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators of the Vancouver Canucks are headed towards a Game 6 after the Nashville Predators survived their first backs-against-the-wall scenario in Game 5. Let's recap the best-of-7 series to this point, then we'll preview Game 6, go back and take a look back at Game 5 with plenty of analysis, opinion, stats, the box score, and more. In Game 1 of this best-of-7 series in the first round, it was the Vancouver Canucks getting the victory on home ice 4-2. It was Joshua picking up the game-winning goal and giving the Vancouver Canucks a 1-0 lead in the series. Game 2 saw the Nashville Predators secure a 4-1 victory in Vancouver. Philip Forsberg picks up the game-winning goal, evening the series up for the Nashville Predators. Game 3 back at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville saw the Vancouver Canucks pick up the victory 2-1. Vancouver also took a 2-1 series lead. The game-winning goal went to Brock Besser. In Game 4, Vancouver comes back late in the game, ties it up, wins it in overtime 4-3 to take a 3-1 series lead. Lindholm picks up the game-winning goal for the Vancouver Canucks in that game. And most recently in Game 5, the Nashville Predators hang on for a 2-1 victory. Vancouver still leads the series 3-2, but the series does shift back to Nashville. Game-winning goal for the Nashville Predators goes to Alex Carrier in the third period. A come-from-behind victory for the Preds in Game 5 to keep the series alive for Friday night, where Game 6 will take place at Bridgestone Arena. We have a start time now of 6 p.m. Going to be a wild, wild night in downtown Nashville with events taking place from the Ryman and the Nashville Sound, and also a concert at Nissan Stadium. Going to be a hell of a lot of people downtown. We've all seen it before. It's a tremendous atmosphere. Game 6, Friday night, 6 o'clock, Bridgestone Arena. If necessary, Game 7 would take place on Sunday back in Vancouver. Now, let's talk about the 5 games of the series as they are at this point. When we talk about shots on goal for this series, one of the most limited numbers of shots on goal in total that I think that I have ever seen. Through 5 games, the Nashville Predators have 120 shots on goal. That is 24 per game. But the Vancouver Canucks, only 91 shots on goal through 5 games. That's 18.2 per game. You go back to the regular season and you look at the numbers. The Nashville Predators were over 30 shots per game. The Vancouver Canucks were up there in the high 20s. When it comes to blocked shots, this is one of the most significant categories so far in this series. The Predators with 80 blocked shots through 5 games. That's 16 blocked shots per game. The Vancouver Canucks with 78, that is going to be 15.6 block shots per game. When it comes to hits, this has been the most physical series of the first round. The Vancouver Canucks fairly dominant in this category. 186 hits through just 5 games. That is 37.2 per game. Now, the number for the Predators is not shabby at 165, but it's certainly not 186. And believe me, those extra 30 hits are beginning to take their toll. 33 hits per game for the Nashville Predators. One of the areas that they found success in Game 5 that helped them secure a victory. Face-off winning percentage, Predators 61.4%. The Vancouver Canucks were at 38.6%. Now, back to the special teams situations here for the entire series. The Predators' power play is 2-for-19, but they did pick up a power play goal in Game 5, and that was their first power play goal since Game 1, so it comes at the most pivotal moment of the series. The Vancouver Canucks did not pick up a power play goal in Game 5. For the series, they are 2 of 13, only scoring power play goals in Game 3. Other than that, the other 4 games, they have not been able to score a power play goal. When it comes to penalty kill, Preds are 11 of 13 in the series. I actually think that that's pretty good considering how high-flying and high-skilled the Vancouver Canucks power play is. The Vancouver power play has been looking tremendous. 17 out of 19, but it really doesn't even tell the whole story. The aggressive nature of the Vancouver PK, the numerous times they haven't even given up a single shot on goal during a shorthanded scenario. Truly an impressive job that their penalty kill unit has been doing. Takeaways for the series through 5 games, the Predators are at 30, Vancouver Canucks are at 24, and giveaways, the Predators also at 30 right here, and Vancouver Canucks at 24. When it comes to individual statistics for both of these teams, let's talk about the top scorers for each team. 6 points leads each of the teams, but the Vancouver Canucks have certainly seen some more scoring than the Nashville Predators. Let's talk about the Predators hosting Game 6. Let's give them the first run on the stats. Philip Forsberg leads the team in scoring through 5 games, 2 goals and 4 assists. 6 points, more than a point per game in the playoffs. He averaged more than a point per game throughout the entirety of the regular season, so no surprise to see Philip Forsberg continuing to add on to that total this season. Nyquist is at a goal and 3 assists for the postseason with 4 total points. Alex Carey, a goal and 2 assists for 3 points. Zucker, a goal and 2 assists for 3 points. And the captain, Roman Josi, breaks into the top 5 in scoring for the first time in the series, now with a goal and 2 assists for 3 total points. Miller has been a terror for the Nashville Predators to deal with. He has a goal and 5 assists in this series for 6, but had one hell of a regular season, so not surprised to see him there at the top of the scoring for the Vancouver Canucks. Brock Boeser is at 4 goals and 1 assist. 3 of those goals came in one game. One of them was a game-winning goal. 5 total points in this series. Quinn Hughes is at 0 goals and 5 assists for 5 points out there on the blue line. Dynamic with control of the puck. He sets it up, and he's been knocking it down for the Vancouver Canucks for a total of 5 helpers in this series. Joshua is at 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 points. Zadorov is at 2 goals and 1 assist for 3 points. I would not have anticipated coming into the series that Joshua and Zadorov would be in the top 5 scoring for the Vancouver Canucks, but the playoffs are a different type of beast. Exactly the same thing on the other side. Zucker had been ineffective and virtually invisible when it comes to the offense on the Nashville Predators side of things since being acquired at the trade deadline, but now tied for 3rd on the team in scoring in the playoffs with 3 points. When it comes to in net, this has been where the most fascinating part of this series has taken place. Shelov's got the start in Game 5, takes the loss. Now 1-1 on the series, a .904 save percentage, 2.57 goals against average. DeSmith was the backup and is said to be ready to return to the series. Has a record of 1-1, .911 save percentage, 2.02 goals against average. And of course, Thatcher Demko left after Game 1 in the series, injured, but he has a record of 1-0 and not officially ruled out for the remainder of the series. So no idea what Rick Tocchet, the Vancouver Canucks, are going to do in net. He's gotten good performances from both of his current healthy netminders, and he's gotten a good performance from his injured but not ruled out netminders. So unless they're going to go and find a fourth netminder to try to win the series with 4 different goaltenders, they're probably going to come down to Shelovs or to Smith here in Game 6. Now, for UC Saros, we know he's going to get the start in Game 6. 2-3 in the series so far, an .879 save percentage, a 2.21 goals against average. 80 out of 91 in the series and 11 goals against. That's got you all set up for a fascinating Game 6. Listen, this series has been very good. It's been intense. It's been hard hitting. It has been hard to find any room out there. Every puck has been highly contested. And for the Nashville Predators, after losing to the Vancouver Canucks 3 times in the regular season and then falling down 3-1 in the series, it looks like perhaps they're starting to get their compete level up to where it needs to be, get their skates underneath them a little bit, and they've now managed to beat the Vancouver Canucks twice in Vancouver in this series. If they can maintain home possession on Game 6, they'll be on their way back to Vancouver for Game 7 on Sunday night. Nothing out of the question at this point in time. It's the no expectation Nashville Predators versus the high expectation Vancouver Canucks. Wild card versus division winner. The Nashville Predators, if they can continue competing as hard as they have the rest of the series and continue getting a little bit of luck and some good goaltending, there's no doubt they can win Game 6 on home ice. It's going to be an incredible environment. Very much looking forward to being down there and being a part of it. We have the start time, 6 o'clock on Friday evening. Make sure you plan ahead. It is going to be very, very difficult to get into downtown at that time of day, with it being rush hour and with the number of events that are taking place in downtown. Let's take a quick break. Let's get the Rebirth Sports full game recap of Game 5 in, and let's come back. Let's do some analysis, opinion, and we'll get to the box score. We'll get out of here. We'll get all set for Game 6 right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Go all the way back to April 30th of the year 2024 when the Nashville Predators were in Vancouver to face off against the Canucks in Game 5 of a first-round best-of-7 series. Vancouver currently leads 3-1 going into this game. Head coach Andrew Brunette deploys his lines and defensive combinations in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Zucker, Sissons, and Beauvillier, Jankowski, Novak, and Evangelista, Smith, McCarron, and Sherwood. Your defense pairings are Yossi and Fabro, McDonough and Barry gets the start in this game. Luzon and Carrier also make up your third defensive pairing. UC Saros gets the start in net. We are 3 minutes and 27 seconds in. Feeling out process is underway in Game 5, and we find our first action where it is Shelovs coming up with a save on Smith's backhand. That's the first shot on goal of the game at 3:45 mark of the first period. UC Saros coming with a save on Miller. That's his first save of the game. At the 6:20 mark of the first period, UC Saros coming with a save on Miller's deflection. So Miller picking up right where he left off last game with multiple shots on goal here early in the first period. 7:34 of the first period now. Saros comes with a save on Quinn Hughes. He does the same thing 10 seconds later, immediately after the reset and the face-off win by the Vancouver Canucks. At 7:58 of the first, Saros comes with a save on Pettersson's deflection. Just past the halfway point of the first period at 10:19, we find Shelovs coming up with a save on Gus Nyquist at the 12:21 mark of the first period. Shelovs comes with a save on Beauvillier at 14:19. You see Saros back to work, coming with a save on Bluger at the 16:09 mark now of the first period. It's Shelovs coming with a save on Ryan McDonough. We find our first penalty special teams situation of the game coming at 17:14 of the first period. It is Miller off to the box, 2 minutes for hooking. The Nashville Predators getting their first opportunity at a power play, but there hasn't been much power behind that play in this series. That trend, sadly, for the Predators would continue over the next 2 minutes, as the Predators would not generate a single shot on goal. As a matter of fact, they would be limited in zone time, and that aggressive Vancouver penalty kill, especially out there at the top of the zone, kept the Nashville Predators from doing virtually anything. Back to 5-on-5 hockey, we find ourselves at 19:33 of the first period, and it's UC Saros coming with a save on Puce Suter. At the end of the first period, fairly low event hockey. The Vancouver Canucks outshoot the Nashville Predators 7-4. We start the second period, and the action picks up immediately and much more intensely than the game first started. At 33 seconds of the second period, Shelov's coming with a save on Smith. Just like the first period, the first shot on goal goes to Cole Smith at the 45-second mark of the second period. Is Shelov's coming with a save on Gus Nyquist. Then 1:16 of the second period, UC Saros comes up with a save on Lindholm. 1:32, Shelov's back to work, coming with a save on Jankowski. At 2:02 of the second period, Shelov's comes up with a save on Zucker. And at the 2:35 mark of the second period, you find Shelov's coming with a save on the captain, Roman Josi. This is significant because it is the Nashville Predators' fifth shot on goal of the second period, and it has happened in 2 minutes and 35 seconds, when in the first 20 minutes of action, known as the first period, the Predators were only able to generate 4 shots on goal. So the Predators have already outshot the first period in just 2 minutes and 35 seconds. We move on. 3:14 now of the second period. Saros come with a save on Lindholm while well out of the crease. He got himself out of position, but the Preds D was able to help and support on any of the rebound opportunities. At the 5:08 mark of the second period, we find Zadorov off the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking on Philip Forsberg. Really gave him a good shot to the lower back right there. We find on the Nashville Predators power play, it's Shelov's coming with a save on Barry, and then Shelov's coming out with another save on Barry, trying to swap the puck in there near the side of the net. So Barry inserted into the lineup and bringing some offensive opportunities for this Nashville Predators team, especially on the power play. It is what his reputation is, and it's what he's delivering. At the 7:37 mark of the second period, now we find UC Saros coming with a save on Quinn Hughes at the 8:47 mark. Saros comes up with a save on Mikheyev at the 9:01 mark. Now the second period, it's Beauvillier off the box. 2 minutes for hooking, putting the Vancouver power play to work, but it would be Sherwood coming in with the best scoring opportunity as he would hit the post off of the 2-on-1 rush. 0 shots on goal given up by the Nashville Predators penalty kill. You can't label it as anything other than outstanding. Nashville doing a good job staying in this game. 13:12 in the second period now. Saros comes with a save on Mikheyev on the long, lengthy, delayed call. Quinn Hughes doing a masterful job of keeping the Vancouver play moving with the 6-on-5 opportunity. We get the whistle finally after Saros makes that save, and then we find out that it's McDonough off the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking. The Predators penalty kill, back to work again, and once again in this period, 0 shots against on the power play. Outstanding penalty kill for the Nashville Predators. Smith with the extra effort, the dive and the clear. McCarron getting the puck down into the offensive zone and pinning it up against the wall and keeping it there for some time, doing some great time wasting. The Nashville Predators, an outstanding penalty kill right here. 16:42 of the second period. Shelov's coming with a save on Zucker, plus the follow-up leads to a scrum after the whistle, and the Preds absolutely fired up. We've seen that from Zucker throughout this series, and it's great to see the Predators showing some emotion right here. 17:19 of the second period. It's Cole off the box. 2 minutes for high sticking. This also on Philip Forsberg. Forsberg drawing his team multiple power plays in this game. Nyquist would hit the post. Better movement after that, but that would be it for the Nashville Predators. No shots on goal at the end of the second period. Preds are now out shooting the Vancouver Canucks 15-11. We start the third period and we find our first action at 2:18 of the third, and it's Saros coming with the save on Mikheyev, and then Fabro blocks Pettersson's shot with the wide open net. Looks like he was willing to use his face to block this shot, but did not have to. At the 2:52 mark of the third period, Besser hits the post. We go to the back of the sheet, and 3:11 of the third period, we find the first score breakthrough, and it is by Zadorov, his second goal of the series. A sharp angle shot off of the wall eludes UC Saros right there at the bar down situation. Vancouver now takes a 1-0 lead in the third period. Takes a moment or two for the Nashville Predators to stop being stunned and get back in this thing, and they draw a power play. 6:51 in the third period. It's Joshua off to the Hawks 2 minutes for boarding. Luke Evangelista doing the hard work and earning that power play for the Predators. And the captain, Roman Josi, makes it all worth it because he's going to pick up his first goal of the series. It was a strong drive to the net. The puck trickles through, and it was in a dangerous area. Everyone crashing the crease and ends up being knocked in by the Vancouver Canucks. It counts for Roman Josi. It goes on the board. It ties the game at 1 apiece. 7:51 of the third period now in a fresh tie game. Saros comes with a save on Besser's backhand. It was an absolutely huge save at the 8:58 mark of the third period. Saros comes with a save on Garland. 9:05 of the third period. Saros comes up with a save on Pius Suter, and just past the midway point of the third period, we find Saros again at 10:56 coming with a save on Pedersen at the 12:20 mark of the third period. It's Sheloff's coming with a save on Philip Forsberg. Ryan McDonough has a golden opportunity at the rebound and misses the open net, firing it wide of the post and off of the end wall. But at the 12:46 mark of the third period, it's Alex Carrier getting his first goal of the playoffs. It was a long shot with O'Reilly setting the screen. O'Reilly actually being tied up with Hughes, causing more of a screen. Nyquist doing a good job being patient after missing his first opportunity, keeping puck possession, getting it out to the point for Carrier. Carrier fires from the middle. A perfectly accurate low shot goes into the net, giving the Nashville Predators a 2-1 lead at the 14:29 mark of the third period. It's Sheloff's coming with a save on Zucker at 15:12. Saros comes with a save on Lindholm at the 17:50 mark of the third period. Saros comes with a save on Besser at the 18:53 mark of the third period. With the 6-on-5 attack on Saros comes with a save on Pedersen, and one more with 5 seconds to go in the game. Saros stops Pedersen one last time, deflecting the puck off harmlessly into the corner. The buzzer goes, and the Nashville Predators secure a 2-1 victory in Game 5 at Vancouver, out shooting the Vancouver Canucks 22-20 and keeping the series alive for a Game 6 on Friday night at Bridgestone Arena. For the Nashville Predators, they did what they had to do. They hung in there in the first period, and the second period they gained some momentum, and in the third period they were able to overcome the 1-goal deficit and get the game-winning goal. 2 goals from defenseman, the captain Roman Josi, gets on the board finally in this series, and Alex Carey picks up the game-winning goal. I hope somebody picked up that puck for him in this particular situation. The Nashville Predators, with their backs against the wall, keep this series alive and force a Game 6 back on home ice. Another long flight for the Vancouver Canucks here to Nashville. More coming up on this game, box score recap, and so much more on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap. Now it's time for some stats, some analysis, some opinion, and more. Let's talk about UC Saros in this game. Gets the start for the 5th time in the series, 19 out of 20. The 1 goal against came from a sharp angle from a defenseman. Not sure if Saros just misplayed it a little bit, but I think that's one that he would want back. But in a game like this, you're not supposed to be perfect. Netminders don't throw shutouts up every night. So Saros giving up the 1 goal against, even though it was perhaps not the best goal against, it was still a redemption game for UC Saros. He was strong in all areas. Matter of fact, did not even have to make a power play save. The team in front of him played that strong as well. Workload has been light in this series, but UC Saros certainly had a big comeback game from Game 4 into Game 5. I thought that he was dialed in. His edge work, his tracking, his vision, all of that was obvious and easy to note in this game. I thought Saros was incredibly strong after perhaps a questionable Game 4 and perhaps not the best series to this point. he can continue taking this series over going into Game 6 on home ice. But Saros, 19 out of 20 in this game, an in-game save percentage of .950. He got the job done, exactly what his Nashville Predators needed. Speaking of getting the job done, captain of the Nashville Predators, Roman Josi, goes out there and picks up a goal. He ties the game in the third period, gets 3 shots on goal, 26-23 in total time on ice, and finally finding a way to break through, getting into the top 5 and scoring for the Preds now with 3 points in the series through 5 games. And although this goal perhaps should have been awarded to Nyquist, even Josi said that on the post-game show, it gets awarded to Josi because he made the strong move to the net. He put the puck into the dangerous area, and whoever it was that finally was the last touch on that puck getting into the net, it honestly seemed like Shilov's probably pushed it in on his own. Josi gets credit for it. It ties the game, and for the Nashville Predators, they finally break through. A power play goal for the Nashville Predators, the first time they had done that since Game 1 of the series. Alex Carey follows up in the third period by picking up his first goal of the series. It was the game-winning goal. He also put up 3 block shots in his 20-30 in total time on ice. And think about the long journey from Game 1. It wasn't that long ago on the calendar, but for Alex Carey, it has to feel like worlds ago, where he was probably as down as you could feel after Game 1, when the Nashville Predators dropped that game in Vancouver, and it was Alex Carey with the chance to make the play in front on the game-winning goal, and he simply could not. Since then, he has improved each and every game, and in this game, he comes up with the game-winning goal. It was a good, hard, accurate, low shot on goal. It wasn't a bomb. It wasn't a cannon. It wasn't any of those descriptors. It was just a good, low, hard, accurate shot, and Shilov's never had a chance on this one with the screen that was set in front. So Alex Carey gets the game-winning goal. Sure hope somebody grabbed him the puck on that one. That's a great moment in someone's career. Let's talk about the defense a little bit more, since it was the defense that got all the scoring in this game. Barrie comes into this game from the freezer to the fire. Arrived something like 20 minutes before the game and found out that Schenn was going to miss the game after warm-ups due to illness. The scratches, the healthy players, come over and travel a little bit later than the rest of the team, and Barrie was a part of that group, so he comes in from the freezer to the fire, picks up an assist in this game, 17:42 in total time on ice, and he was noticeable, and he made a difference out there, and it was his first game in, honestly, I don't know how long, weeks? Has it been months since Barrie has been out there on the rink for this Nashville Predators team? So he comes in an emergency situation, and it would have been so easy for him to just do the bare minimum and go ahead and watch the Predators lose this one and get done with the season and move on with his career, but that's not what he did. He came out there, he worked really hard for his teammates, and again, picking up an assist at a very, very important time, and those 17:42 in time on ice ends up being incredibly important for this Nashville Predators team. Now, let's talk about the forwards a little bit. Forsberg picks up 2 assists, but his game goes so far beyond that in this Game 5. The 2 shots on goal were important. The 5 hits. He was a noticeable physical presence out there on the rink, as he typically is. 19:59 in total time on ice. And his aggressive nature and his hard compete level helped earn the Nashville Predators 2 power plays. Now listen, that cross check he took in the lower back that was clean on his back, no padding from Zadorov, that's paying a price. It wasn't even in a high danger area. It wasn't even going to the greasy, dirty areas. It was out in the high slot after the play was over. Zadorov has been known to do things like that. Message sent, message received. The Nashville Predators do pick up a power play goal in this game, and Philip Forsberg helps them earn 2 of those power plays. It was a great job by Philip Forsberg in this game. If he can assert himself at that level in Game 6, then the Predators should be able to find themselves with one more flight back to Vancouver. I also want to make a notation of Gus Nyquist, his assist on the game-winning goal, and it is described as patience, absolute patience. It would have been real easy for Nyquist after missing the scoring opportunity right there near the side of the net. He had a glorious scoring opportunity, wide open on the weak side. He just could not control the puck as it came to him, but he tracked the puck down, did not throw his head up in the air, did not get frustrated. He tracked the loose puck down. He maintained his patience. He got the puck out to Alex Carey, who fires for the game-winning goal. So Nyquist deserves some credit for keeping his head in the game at a pivotal pivotal moment, not throwing his head back and sulking because he missed a scoring opportunity at the side of the net. That deserved to be mentioned right there. Big primary assist on the game-winning goal. Let's hear from our good friends, Stripe Digital Solutions, and let's come back. We'll talk about the box score, and we'll close this show out and get you all set for Game 6. The season carries on. At least one more game at Bridgestone Arena.
The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions.
Welcome back in, Renegades of Puck podcast. Time for the good, cold, hard numbers known as the box score. Let's get to the Vancouver Canucks, and we'll get through it pretty quickly. Zadorov scores the only goal for the Vancouver Canucks. Again, a sharp ankle shot, his second of the series. He's been impressive in every way. You may not like him, but that was a great midseason pickup for the Vancouver Canucks. The perfect type of playoff defenseman, just big and mean and physical, and now also adding scoring in this series for the Vancouver Canucks. I can see why their fans would absolutely love him. Quinn Hughes picks up an assist, the only assist in this game. When it comes to shots on goal, 3 was the magic number for the Vancouver Canucks. JT Miller, Pedersen, and also Quinn Hughes, all with 3 shots on goal. When it comes to blocked shots, 4 was the high, and that was by Soucy. When it comes to hits, it was Miller leading the way with 6, and he has been a terror for the Nashville Predators in this series through 5 games. Joshua also had 4 hits, and Zadorov added 4, but you could just call those 8, because I think every Zadorov hit should probably just count as 2 hits. Again, you don't have to like him, and I understand why you wouldn't, but he is very, very effective out there, even when he finds himself in the penalty box. His coaching staff understands exactly what they have in a player like that. When it comes to time on ice leader for the Vancouver Canucks, it was 22-21 time on ice for Miller, and why not ride your best and hottest horses at this time of the year? 20-23 for Besser, 20-03 for Pedersen. On the defensive side of things, no shock to see that Quinn Hughes was at 22-48, led the Vancouver Canucks in total time on ice. 22-36 for Roenick, 21-10 for Zadorov. In net, Shelovs was 20 out of 22, 2 goals against, an in-game save percentage of .909, 19 even strength saves, 0 power play saves. But the difference between the previous game is the Predators actually had a shot on the power play in this game. That one happened to go into the net. 1 shorthanded save and a couple of posts for Shelovs as well. When it comes to the Nashville Predators side of the box score, all of the goal scoring done on the defensive side of things, all the goal scoring in this entire game done on the defensive side by both of the teams. It was Josi getting the tying goal, and it was Carrier getting the game-winning goal. Assist leaders, Philip Forsberg had 2. Gus Nyquist chipped in 1 of the game-winning goal. Tyson Barrie also adds an assist in this game. When it comes to shots on goal, it was Zucker leading the way with 4. And man, he has shown some fighting spirit through these 5 games. Smith had 3 shots on goal, and the captain Roman Josi also had 3 shots on goal, one of those finding its way into the net. When it comes to block shots, 3 was the magic number for the Nashville Predators. Alex Carrier and Ryan McDonough, each with 3 block shots in this game. The physical component of things, Sherwood is out there on a mission. Chris Mason likes to call him the huntsman of the hunted or whatever it is, but he is definitely hunting, feasting, doing all those things for 9 total hits in Game 5 here for the Nashville Predators. That leads the way. 5 hits for Philip Forsberg, including some reverse Swedish in there, and 4 hits for Jeremy Lauzon. No surprise to see him leading the defenseman in hits. As a matter of fact, there was only one other defenseman that even got a hit in this game. It was McDonough. So Barrie, Carrier, Fabro, Josi, no hits combined between the 4 for such a physical series. That just kind of jumped off the page of me. But let's just go back one more time and mention Sherwood with 9 hits in this game, and his hard forecheck is driving the Vancouver Canucks crazy. When you see articles like the Canucks have no answer for Sherwood, that's when you know he's playing at the top of his game at this moment in time. Let's talk about time on ice leaders for the Nashville Predators. 21-48 from O'Reilly, and I expect to see his numbers just continue creeping up here at this point in the season. Andrew Brunette is going to ride his best and most veteran and most solid players as much as he can, and that is Ryan O'Reilly. Philip Forsberg at 19:59 in this game, 18:18 for Gus Nyquist. So the top line clearly taking the top minutes. Beauvillier at 10:55 was the least amount, along with Tommy Novak at 10:39 and Jankowski at 10:06. So that entire third line, only 10 minutes average in this game. When it comes to the power play and time on ice leaders, the power play for the Nashville Predators was 1 for 4 in this game. Your power play time on ice leaders at 4:42 was Ryan O'Reilly, 4:27 at Forsberg, 4:21 was Nyquist, and 4:46 for Yossi. Also give some stick taps to Tyson Barrie from the freezer to the fire for 4:35 in total time on ice on the power play. The PK also highly effective in this game, going 2-for-2 in your penalty kill time on ice leaders. And were they ever effective? Their compete level and their willingness to battle and sacrifice was noticed and evident all throughout their opportunities to be out there on the PK. Your PK time on ice leaders were Colton Sissons at 1:37, Jankowski at 1:33, McCarron at 1:28, and Cole Smith, also Sherwood, 1:09, deserves to be recognized as well. They did some incredible work out there on the rink. 2:24 shorthanded time on ice for Luzon, 1:38 for Yossi, 1:37 for Alex Carrier. A couple other things that are falling out of the box score right here. Face-off winning percentage for the Nashville Predators game, 61.4%. Huge uptick. As a matter of fact, that was up 15% from the previous game, which is absolutely incredible. One of the reasons Nashville Predators were able to get the 2-1 victory. Block shots were 15, hits were 37. Again, another incredibly physical game. This has got to be wearing both of these teams down as we head into Game 6. Giveaways were at 4, takeaways were at 5 for the Nashville Predators. And UC Saros in net, 19 out of 21 goal against an in-game save percentage of .950. 19 even strength saves. The PK unit did such a good job that UC Saros did not have to make a power play save in this game, a redemption game for UC Saros. That's going to do it for the good cold hard numbers known as the box score. Nothing else to really pull out of that. The only thing left is to close this thing out, and it's a simple philosophy right here. No handshakes and whatever it takes to keep the series alive. Are you, in fact, relentless Nashville Predators team? You have talked about that all season long. Well, we will find out on Friday. If the Nashville Predators can push this to a Game 7 after falling down 3-1 in the series, whatever happens in Game 7, this series, this season, must be considered a success. For the Nashville Predators, I want them to get that victory on home ice in Game 6. I do not want this to be an exact duplicate of the previous 7-game series where the Predators faced off against the Vancouver Canucks. At this moment in time, it is playing out exactly the same way. The Predators did not win any of their 3 home games in that previous playoff series. The Predators have lost the first 2 home games in this playoff series. 0-5 all-time at Bridgestone Arena versus the Vancouver Canucks in the playoffs. How about making it 1-5 and getting one more plane ride back to Vancouver? That's how it's going to go. That's how sweet it can be. No handshakes, whatever it takes. 6 o'clock on Friday. I expect everybody here in Nashville to bring everything they've got to the rink. This could be the last time you see your squad this season. In the first year of a rebuild with a first-year head coach, a first-year GM, and a lot of missing mixed parts, the Nashville Predators have an opportunity to close out the home schedule with a victory in Game 6 and force a Game 7. It would be pretty awesome to see the Preds come back from down 3-1. That's going to do it for Operation number 910. We'll be back in the bunker as soon as Game 6 wraps up on Friday night. We'll bring you the latest coverage, and we'll be previewing Game 7, hopefully from this very seat. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your viewership. And most importantly, we appreciate each and every one of you. Stick taps, love, and respect.